Do our loved ones who have passed on know when we think of them? For many, the transition to the afterlife is seen as the definitive end of existence. But for those who believe that life doesn't truly end with death, other questions arise. What is it like for a spirit when we think of them? Can they hear us? Do they influence our lives? And do they feel a sense of longing or remember their families who are still here on earth? In this reflection, we'll explore these questions to bring you comfort and the assurance that life doesn't end with the death of the physical body. It's simply a transition, and no one is ever truly lost. Welcome to this discussion, where we'll talk about this important topic. It's natural to have these questions, as we all want to know how our loved ones are doing in the spiritual realm. Spiritual teachings show us that death is not the end. Only the body ceases to function. The spirit, meanwhile, returns to its true home, the spiritual world. In this realm, spirits are no longer limited by the pains and confines of the physical body and are far more aware of the powerful force of thought. This is why the thoughts we send their way are felt so intensely and genuinely. It's crucial to be mindful of what we think. It's normal to go through a period of grieving, but it's important to move through that state as soon as you can. Thoughts filled with sadness, pain, or anger are felt by our loved ones and can make their adjustment to the spiritual realm more difficult. Instead, we should cultivate thoughts of love and peace. These thoughts act as a soothing balm for those who have passed and also bring comfort to us. As for whether they can hear us, the answer is yes, but it depends on the situation and the spiritual connection. They can perceive us when they are near, such as during a mediumship session, or when they are permitted to visit us from the spiritual realms. Some spirits, especially those who are still very attached to their earthly lives, can remain close to our world, which may slow their progress. But eventually, with time, they seek light and elevation. Regarding the influence spirits have on our lives, it's constant and affects everyone, not just mediums. Friendly spirits and guides work to support us, while negative spirits might try to interfere when we are vibrating on the same low frequency. Our thoughts, words, and actions attract these influences, so we should always be mindful of maintaining our balance and spiritual protection. And about longing, that feeling of bittersweet ache is a reality shared by both the living and the deceased. It's a deep sense of missing someone that exists in both worlds. In the spiritual realm, however, this longing is felt with love and without suffering, as spirits know that death is not an end, and that a reunion will happen at the right time, when everyone is ready. Finally, spirits do remember their families with affection and concern for those they left behind. The spiritual family is much larger and more complex than our earthly one, formed by bonds of affinity and shared experiences that transcend blood. Physical life is just a stage for learning and growth, and while we are here, our loved ones are with us, rooting for our progress. So friend, if you are going through a loss, please know this: you haven't lost anyone forever. The love that unites you is immortal and will continue to live on beyond physical death. In difficult moments, transform your pain into a peaceful sense of longing and be grateful for the time you had together. Pray, ask for strength to move forward, and trust that your reunion will happen in its own time, guided by divine wisdom. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, like, and share it so more people can find comfort and hope. May the light and love of God always be with you.